position. Since Peyton Manning retired, there is nothing to talk about. Not only does he deserve this money, I don't think the Denver Broncos have much of a choice.
Lawyer, host of Suit Up News, legal and cultural contributor Exavier Pope is live on Cofield and Company.
Gotta love Stephen A. Russell Wilson contract extension. There's really nothing to yell about, but let's just yell anyway. Exavier Pope is with us. Exavier, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good, I guess.
I mean, I love Stephen A. But on a day where, like, even I'm driving to the show today, and I'm like, well, I mean, we can talk about Russell Wilson, but really we got to flip it to what it means for Lamar Jackson. You're not gonna melt down because he got the money. He is a great quarterback. The Broncos are now locked into him. But I noticed you had tweeted something out because you saw the top 5 quarterback list, and it's by pay. It's Rodgers at the top, then Russell Wilson, then Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson, and Patrick Mahomes. And you said one of these doesn't belong. Did you mean Deshaun Watson or someone else?
Of course I meant Deshaun Watson.
Okay, you did.
And it was pretty obvious. I mean, what how the season started with this suspension and the amount of money he's going to be making and missing 11 games in the NFL season. So everyone on that list is going to get a chance to play with hopefully a full NFL slate of games, and Watson won't.
I actually thought I actually didn't think it was obvious. I actually thought you meant Kyler Murray because there's a lot of people out there who are like, hey, Kyler got a contract that just does not match what he's done so far.
Yeah, I mean, that team has been trending upwards for years, though, and it seemed at some point that there would be potentially maybe a divorce between him and the team before he signed a pretty big deal, and so that team is banking on him. Remember, this is a franchise that doesn't necessarily consider itself a powerhouse in the National Football League, so being able to throw that kind of money to top quarterback should be great for them.
And then I was also thinking one more thing. Maybe you made a mistake and you want to edit your tweet, which let's bring in Adam Hill. Adam Hill has been railing against the potential edit button. Do you want to state your case to Exavier? Because I think Exavier likes it. Go ahead, Adam.
Yeah, I mean, I think my issue is I think is the same with everybody else, and they're trying to address it. But I think the biggest problem that you're going to have is people changing tweets later to mean something completely opposite. And yes, they're going to have an icon to say, hey, look, this was edited at this time, and it's going to signify it. But how clear is it going to be? How obvious is it going to be to everyone? How much are people going to pay attention to that part of it? And how, like, I'm foreseeing problems with, like, marketing. You know, think about in our sphere, like, we know people that are, potentially like sports handicappers, and to market, hey, like, I sent out this tweet, it was all winners, look what happened. Well, it actually wasn't. You went 0-4. What are you talking about? You edited it, but somehow you've crafted it so that you look like you were winning everything, and you're fooling people with this. That's just a very small sample of it. But I think all over the place, people are going to just be editing tweets and changing meaning of things. And I don't know how much people are going to be able to find that it was fake, or how much people are going to care. We know people only read headlines when they read stories, and then they claim that they know the whole story. It's going to happen with tweets too. I saw that this guy tweeted this. Well, you didn't mention that he edited it 4 years after he tweeted it. What are you talking about?
Listen, I think this is actually going to create more attention on social media for more stories, because what you're going to see is that first time someone says something ridiculous, and they'll try to change it, and that will become the story. Change this tweet, said this, then said that. I think this is probably a bigger event in social media than people realize. I think this is going to be something that becomes, you'll see like really giant stories. This will be a part of. You'll see people putting up maybe pictures and videos as opposed that they shouldn't, and then try to change it. I think this is going to be huge. This is my idea. I talked about this years ago, and I knew that people would talk a lot about, okay, people will change their story later, but if you just have a record of what someone said before, it becomes a completely different story that becomes part of the narrative.
I don't.
Well, can I get something straight?
Yeah.
It is going to say, am I correct? It is going to say the tweet has been altered, right?
Sure, but I'm saying how many people are going to.
The icon that says it, Adam.
Right.
It's going to be obvious. It's going to allow you to see what they said.
Right. How many people are going to click on? Like, if it's on the tweet, I'm okay with it. Like, if you have the original tweet and then the new tweet on top of each other, that's fine. But if it's an icon, you have to click and go to it. We know people just aren't going to do that. And it's
not going to be a drop down. People are even we're pulling over stuff from an entirely different social media platform and posting it. Like, there are tweets that go viral on Facebook or on Instagram. I share it to millions of people, millions of accounts.
I think it's phone crapped out.
But that, like, to my point, yes,
Nah.
it's going to signify it, and that's good.
You just expect people to be lazy.
They are.
Yeah.
We know that.
Nah,
How
it's
often
not
do we
gonna
hear people
happen.
just
I mean,
read
it's too many
headlines all the
super sleuths on
time?
the
Yeah, I don't even know
sleuths out there on the
it's as
internet.
much lazy
It's
as
too many
going
sleuths.
1,000 miles an hour.
Sure, that
Like,
too.
people just want to process instantly and move on to something else.
So, like I'm saying, if you're going to tell me that the tweet is going to have what's said now and then what was said before, because I'm all for an edit function in terms of, oh, you left out an apostrophe, or oh, you spelled this word wrong, let's fix it.
Are you? That's actually why I thought you were mostly against it.
No, I'm
because you have such an advantage as a real writer and a guy who can edit your own work. I am a disaster, and you never. If you make a mistake, you never delete your tweets. There are so many tweets where I leave a word out, and I'm like, damn it!
I know.
And I delete it. And then I'm sure people are like, why is he always deleting stuff?
But that's the more mundane.
A lot of them still stay up there because I don't see them, but it drives me freaking nuts.
It also it throws.
Hello?
It's an early season showdown in college football as Notre Dame travels to the Ohio State for some action on the gridiron. Saturday at 4 on ESPN Las Vegas.
Brought to you by Finley Chevrolet, home of the...